What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's December. That means annual best of videos are going to be plentiful for this month. So this is going to be the best clones released in 2025. Now, I didn't buy every single clone. There's going to be a litany of clones that you're like, what about this brand? What about that? What about? Save your whatabouts. Your whatabouts are not here. Because even if I did have them and they're not here, they didn't make my personal 10 favorites. I actually have one honorable mention because it's technically not a clone, but it falls into the category with these kind. You'll see what I'm talking about. We'll do that one first. But these are just ones that I thoroughly enjoy, and it's not just one about them being as accurate to what they're inspired by as possible. It's just the overall enjoyment and execution of the fragrance for your money. So they're going to be linked down below if you want to check any of these out. Let's dive into these 10 plus one honorable mention. Stay tuned. So I just had to have this one. It's one of my favorite releases of the year in general, and that is Dumont's Nitro Red Intensely. It's not really a clone. It's not really Invictus. It's not really Hawas. It's its predecessor, the original Nitro Red, more so. But even then, it's watermelon. And there's no watermelon, like Jolly Rancher type watermelon, in Hawas or Invictus. It's in that family. This is still in that family, but this is more fruity, like fruit bowl type of fruity, because it's melon, it's apple, it's a few other things. It's much more thick and ambery. It's a spicier fragrance. It's a sweeter fragrance. It's less aquatic and watery as its predecessor. It's a monstrous performer. Strong compliment factor on this one. Just a pure joy to wear. It's a fun, casual fragrance that will get you some compliments. You can just enjoy. It's just so enjoyable. I thoroughly love wearing this fragrance. I wore this one actually last week. I believe I wore this as the most recent wearing. It's just so good. Yeah, I wore it on a travel day back from Thanksgiving holidays last week. On the Saturday, actually, at the recording of this. So I wore it like 5-6 days ago, something like that. But, God, this smells so good. I've raved about this one randomly throughout the year, and it's only fitting that we talk about it because it's not really a clone, but it's still inspired by a family of fragrances, the Invictus DNA, basically. But it's kind of better than all of them. Honestly, I would take this over original Hawas. I would take this over Paco Rabanne Invictus, and both are personal favorites of mine because this is in a league of its own. A little quick honorable mention. One of my favorite releases of this year, Nitro Red Intensely from Dumont. Now let's get into it. So I did a this or that, and price had to factor in on which to pick, but I guess ultimately I think the better overall clone, if you take price out of it because they're so close, would be Vulcan Fue, Vulcan Fu, however you want to say it, from Fragrance World. This was wildly popular. This is just hyped to death. This is most people's preferred God of Fire clone of the recent ones to come out. Though in the this or that video, I did pick the Mesa Alhambra clone because it's like $10 cheaper. So if you're being more budget conscious, that would be the way to go. But I mean, you're good with either of them. I just wanted to feature one. So since that one kind of took the reins in that video, I figured I'd let this one take the reins in this video. There's no point in having them both here, but they're both worthy. It's just you only need one, and you're good with either. It's pretty much whichever one you put in your cart is the better one, is how you can look at it. They both perform well. Mango, fruit bombs, a little gingery spiced, juicy tropical fruit smell. Lovely, perfectly unisex. Not masculine enough for those that like aromatic fougères and barbershop fragrances, obviously. I just love the DNA. God of Fire, you know. God of Fire is a great, great niche fragrance. It's been cloned to death. Of course, if you want the original experience, you should really go after the original. But if you want to save the money, this right here got a lot of love this year. I think it's definitely one of the best clones released this year. It is Fragrance World's French Avenue Vulcan Fu. Came out of nowhere, super cheap. It's in that mid-$20 price point. It smells like Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandal Absolute, but with an aquatic opening. So it's like, it dries into very much a clone of, but starts off inspired by with a twist. It is Sheik Al Shuyukh Supreme from Lattafa. There's nothing in this note breakdown that would lead you to believe it's going to be a watery aquatic opening. But it manages to be. And then you got that Maribel plum caramel sweetness, soft woods, a little touch of florals, like all the things that make Scandal Absolute so good. I still think that's the best one of the 4 in the line, personally. They did it well. It kind of smells like it could be its own flanker because it's got kind of this violet leaf aquatic smell, like a little wateriness from violet leaf more so than just like marine notes or anything like that. Performance is really good. It's really cheap. It's damn good. I mean, what a great release from Lattafa, I gotta say. So if you were a fan of Scandal Absolute and you don't want to spend the money, because even a 50 ml is going to run you 90 to 100 bucks, spend around 25 on this and you'll be probably just as happy. From Lattafa, we've got Sheik Al Shuyukh Supreme. Next from Paris Corner, if you like Tony Iommi Monkey Special, this gets really close. Paris Corner put out a good one. It's called Mysterium. Even though they don't list the booziness, you get the sweet boozy smell of the original with that earthy type of smell, a little leathery. It's a touch fruity. All the elements are here. Performance is fantastic. Quality's pretty good here. Obviously, it's not on Xerzov's level, but man, they did really, really good with this one, I have to say. There it is. Juicy, fruity, earthy, boozy. It's all here. Sweet. Man, what a good one, I gotta say. So if you like Monkey Special, but you don't want to spend Xerzov money, Paris Corner did a really good job with this one. Plus, I dig the bottle. I like the gray, the style of the bottle. It holds in the hand well. It's easy to spray. Like, this matters. Functionality, you know? It just matters. Good price, good performance, really good smell. Paris Corners. Let me get it to focus here. Mysterium. Another personal favorite. I was happy with Lattafa Art of Universe, but I'll be damned. Afnan topped it, in my opinion, with Turathi Electric. Blue Talisman clone. The quality I find is a little bit smoother here versus Art of Universe. If you have Lattafa Art of Universe, you don't need this one. They are wildly redundant, but I just find the quality is a little bit better. Performance is above average. That pear fruitiness without being very sweet. A little green, clean and musky. That pear just kind of jumps out in the opening. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Pretty accurate. I wouldn't say it's, you know, damn near identical like some would say about some clones, but I think this is about as close as you can expect to get from Blue Talisman. Blue Talisman itself doesn't blow me away. It did not when I had a decant of it. I found it to be like an 8 out of 10. Great fragrance, just not outstanding, mind-blowing, and I had the philosophy as if I can find a good clone, I'd be happy with that. Found Lattafa's, I was happy with that, and then this just out of nowhere topped it for me. So it had to be in the video. I do think it's one of the best clones released this year. If you're looking for a good Blue Talisman clone, Afnan's got you covered with Turathi Electric. A recent release that I did a first impressions video and I had to do 6 hours later, 7 hours later, whatever it was. I pinned the comment in the video and did a follow-up shorts video to update. So we've got Rayhaan Obsidian. So the opening starts off vintage Dior Homme Parfum. It's leathery, it's woodsy, it's powdery and waxy. It's got that old school 2014 to 2024 range Dior Homme Parfum smell, but it dries into the new 2024 Dior Homme Parfum. Most will say 2025, but it came out December 26, 2024. But it dries into that sweet woody aromatic smell of the new version. It's kind of like a hybrid of the opening of the old with the dry down of the new. I kind of dig that it worked out that way. It's actually really good. But I see how that could be a disappointment for some because people bitch, moan, whined, and complained about the new Dior Homme Parfum instead of giving it a fair shake. Not everybody. There's people that do enjoy it. I personally thought it was a good release because I have 2 bottles of the old one. It's okay for them to change the formula. Dior does that. But you get a little bit of old with a little bit of new, and I kind of dig that it's kind of a hybrid of the two. Performance is really good. You don't lose the iris like you do in the new version. Like after a little while, that hay note that dries it out and the iris kind of fade into just a lot of woody sweetness. But here, you don't have the dryness of the hay. Like I said, the note breakdown is even very similar to what you see on Parfumo. Very similar to old Dior Homme Parfum. It doesn't dictate that it's going to smell like the new one when it dries, but it does. And if that sounds interesting to you, I would strongly encourage checking this one out. Because again, you get the opening of the old, the dry down of the new. I think it's a great combination of the two. See how that randomly rhymed? So I think that makes it one of the best clones released this year. Rayhaan Obsidian. Now, LV Symphony was a fun one to clone this year, apparently, and Memories of Summer from Paris Corner smells like lemonade and ginger. It's great, but I like the enhancement of the Ambroxan you get here. I love a good Ambroxan fragrance. I know some people don't, but Khadlaj Island Dreams, I really, really, really like this a lot. You get the citrus. It's more of a bergamot citrus than it is that lemon smell. Spiced from the ginger, though it's still bright, but a little aquatic, musky shower gel-like from this heavy Ambroxan dose. So if you don't like Ambroxan bombs, you won't like this. But if you like Ambroxan, I very much do. You're in for a treat with this one. This is so freaking good. I love the way this smells. This is super versatile, everyday wear blue. This is super, super citrus dominant blue fragrance right here. Oh yeah, because when it's loaded with Ambroxan, it's blue as blue gets. That blue genre, this is a good one. This is a damn good one. You'll get some nose fatigue. It's actually a really strong performer, but I've had people tell me, oh, it's weak, can't smell it after this. Okay. You're either new here or for some reason have never heard Ambroxan will make you get severe nose fatigue. If you think this is a weak fragrance and you hear how much of an Ambroxan bomb it is, and you smell Ambroxan right away, if you're familiar with the Ambroxan smell. Yeah, it's nose fatigue. This is not a weak fragrance. Ambroxan heavy fragrances, none of them are weak. Ambroxan is a performance boosting, profile lifting synthetic molecule. Nothing weak about a heavy dose of Ambroxan in a fragrance. It's just, I love it. It's beautiful. Love the bottles. This whole line's been good. Vanilla Dunes has been fantastic. The original Dream Island is really good. I can't wait to see what they do with the next one because for me, this was one of the best clones released this year. Khadlaj Island Dreams. Next, we've got another one from Rayhaan that I got recently that very much smells like Virgin Island water. They did a really good job. Lime, creamy coconut, it's boozy sweet. The balance is a little different from the real deal, but still about as accurate as you could really want one to be for the money. We've got Rayhaan Aquatica. Rayhaan's been putting out some good stuff. I've been buying a lot of their releases lately, and this one deserves to be in this list. Go. A little ambery, boozy, creamy, pina colada smell. Man, this is a good one. This is a good one. Bunch of lime. It's juicy, but very, very creamy. Like I said, that blended pina colada, iced blended drink. It's just, oh, man. So good. Strongly encourage you check this one out if you want a good Virgin Island water clone that's cheap. Performance is really good. It just gets better as it ages. It gets richer and richer every time I smell it. What a good one. Recent pickup, but it doesn't change how good it is. I think it's definitely one of the best clones released this year. Rayhaan Aquatica. Now, the Hawas line, they flooded us with fragrances this year. And they were all good. Gotta say, the only one I don't have is Viper. Venom hasn't been, like, easy to get yet. I'm gonna get that eventually, but Viper, I'm not too worried about. It smells like Black Afghano, supposedly. Not a big fan of that. But I really like a lot of them. But I had to just pick one. And it's like, what's the one that I've raved about the most this year, that I gave the most praise to, that I actually wore the most of them? And we had to go with Tropical. The Le Beau Paradise Garden twist. It's actually smoother than actual Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Paradise Garden. It's green. It's got that coconut water smell to it. Like, regardless of what the notes say, it's what it smells like to me. Very green, watery, kind of an earthy, gingery smell, like actual cutting ginger to cook with. Has that raw element to it. A little bit of citrus. It's beautiful. It's great. It performs really well. Love the color scheme with the bottle. Just so much to like here that it's like, okay, I guess that is the one. Atlantis, recent pickup, love it. Cobra, and I'm not a fan of Imagination, but I love me some Hawas Cobra. That is the one for me when it comes to the ones that smell like Imagination that are out in the marketplace. Malibu is a nice twist on Le Beau Le Parfum. Verde, Torino 21 with a little pinch of Pacific Chill. Just like they just one after another of these just great releases in the line. But I think this was like the first one they released this year. Ended up holding the crown for me. I think this is, overall, if you were going to pick one of their new releases for this year, I think Hawas Tropical was their best work. Very new pickup. Very good. Very, very good. Polarizing for some reason. You know, the longer the online fragrance community exists, the more cynical, bitter, jaded, and just kind of angry and snobbish people seem to get. I don't understand. I think this is a really good release. Asad Elixir. I think it's a beast in performance. I've seen people left and right complain about it being weak. Nobody experiences nose fatigue. It's the fragrance, right? No, it's nobody. Nobody's nose is the problem. No, it's got to be the fragrance, right? And this is more of a woody, smoky smell. You don't get as much earthiness early on. Like you don't get as much patchouli, not near the sweetness of Boss Bottled Absolute. This is supposed to be similar to Boss Bottled Absolute. It doesn't start off that much like it, but it starts to dry into it more. This is kind of a twist on it, if you will. I actually really like the opening to this more than Boss Bottled Absolute, and I love the hell out of Boss Bottled Absolute. I think this is a great release. This came close to toppling my number one. The last two are actually ranked. The first 8 are in a random order, but the final 2 are my 2 favorite clones of the year. This and the next one are which a lot of you know what my number 1 is. It never got bumped. This one came close though. They did a really good job with this one. Kudos to Lattafa for keeping this line being really good. I know everybody's got their opinions. Some people didn't like Zanzibar. I thought that was great. Asad Bourbon. I think if you like sweet, spicy designers, I don't know how you could not like that one. And then the original Elixir is hype beast in itself. Smells like Sauvage Elixir. Man. What a great release from them. I would strongly encourage checking this one out if you're interested. I think it's literally the second best clone I've tried this year that got released. It's Lattafa's Asad Elixir. And last but not least, my 2025 affordable release of the year, clone fragrance release of the year, inspired fragrance release of the year, king of the mountain all year from the moment I got it, was Afnan's Rare Reef. The Pacific Chill inspiration. It is rich, it is strong, it is extremely close without being exactly Pacific Chill. And there's a lot of Pacific Chill clones that came out, and this is just far and wide the best one. It's around $35. I think it's well worth every single freaking penny. It's got the apricot fruitiness. It's got the heavy citron citrus mixing in with it. It's green. It's very watery and aquatic. It's got this muskiness to it. It's a strong woody kind of balance to it with the musk in the dry down. It's just so good and mouth-watering. So freaking good, man. This is a banger and a half. What a great fragrance. Perfectly unisex. I've heard the it's too feminine for me stuff because of the apricot and all that. That's great. That's great. Chalk it up as a loss if you blind bought it for $35, $40. You've done worse. You blind buy warriors. They're everywhere. With these cheap Middle Eastern fragrances, that's what's going to happen. You roll the dice. Just because I rave about it and it's my clone of the year and I think it's amazing doesn't mean you're going to feel the same. We are responsible for our own purchases. I never hold a gun to anyone's head to make them buy a fragrance. I want to make sure that it's very clear. And I state all the time, just because I like it doesn't mean you will. But I'm telling you what I think about it. And if you have similar taste to mine, more times than not, you're going to end up feeling the way I do. If more times than not, we agree in the past. It's an experience over time thing, right? This is so freaking good. I'll take the heat for anybody that wants to piss and moan about not having a good blind buy experience, which it's not that many people. It does happen, though. Man, so what a little bit on the hand so we can kind of sniff and enjoy that. A little bit, it's an extrait, too. Crazy longevity. You can wear this anytime. I don't care if it's cold outside. It's in the 40s right now, literally as I'm recording this video. Wearing it today to celebrate the video topic. So for me, the best clone release of 2025, Afnan Rare Reef. Well, that was my 10 plus 1 honorable mention. Obviously, there's going to be stuff omitted from here that you may absolutely love. You may have wanted to go with a different Hawas flanker, for example. You may have liked a different LV Symphony clone. Your Pacific Chill clone choice might have been different. But I appreciate you joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope if you grabbed some of these off of my recommendation throughout the year that they worked out for you. If not, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, that is the risk we take, like I mentioned before. With the blind buys, nobody's going to bat 1,000. Not even the greatest hitter of all time, Mr. Barry Bonds. I know there's the Pete Rose argument, but okay, let's say Pete Rose or Barry Bonds. Nobody bats 1,000, no matter how skilled. So I sure appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like and subscribe if you leave. Again, there's links down below if you want to check any of these out. Find by at your own risk. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.